ahead of time. Yeah.
Cool.
All right, episode 2.
Dang.
Rip.
Bang bang. We need to think of like a cool. You know, I'm a big fan of Pump's Bang Bang. We need like a Sonic's. What do you call it? I don't know. Yeah, one thing I didn't like about last one.
We need a little catchphrase.
Yeah, last one. I started off with us as like kind of small in the thing, and I changed it to make us like 50-50 with the share screen. So I think that came out a lot better. So, cool. Let's do it.
You change this to what?
Like, you know how like normally when you share screen, it's like it puts all 3 of us on the side in like a really small box.
Yeah.
I just extended it and made our faces bigger. Not like the screen is much smaller, but
got it. All right, sounds good.
Let's just review some things. So we got about almost a 40% open rate. Man, we got to fix this website thing, because I realized, like, I was like, hey, it's weird, like we're not getting any new subscribers, and I only made that realization today. Unfortunately, that's probably been all weekend not working.
No,
you can't subscribe because when you try to subscribe, you need to do it on the site, and if the site isn't loading, you're not going to subscribe. So
yeah, for sure, but it must. I'm realizing it must not have been like the entire time, because like last week when we were playing around with the new site, I was able to get it to load, obviously.
I think it might have just hit like this on Friday, because we got like 1 subscriber in the first like 5 minutes, and then we didn't get any, and I just didn't think to check the website. So you're meeting with your friend Sean after this call and just like get the lowdown of like how to prevent this, why this happened, and like how to prevent it moving forward.
It's got to be a setup issue with the like Google domain when you
DNS issue. So it happened. I did something wrong when I was trying to fix the www problem, and I added something in that is.
When did you try to fix this? On Friday or Thursday?
I think this was Friday.
So we can assume that like Friday, it started not working Friday. And then it said it's going to take 24 hours to update.
It says that's what it takes to update, but I don't think it actually takes that. But yeah,
I'm worried because I don't know if I want to send out the newsletter tomorrow if our site doesn't work.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We're going to just send it out late, I think, until the site works.
Can we look at the Google domain stuff right now, or not worth the time?
I'm looking at it right now, so we can keep going, but yeah, I'm playing with it right now.
Like Sean, just keep us updated on that. We don't need to all focus on that, but like just keep us updated to see if that works.
Yeah.
But
I'm meeting with my buddy. He does like he's a backend architect. So I called him, help me figure this out. So he's gonna hop on, I'm just gonna on my screen, he's gonna be like, yeah, change this, change that, change this DNS. So we should be good.
Beautiful.
Cool.
All right. 9 unsubscribes is pretty low, so pretty happy with that. So
we'll go down. Like people are just realizing what they have.
Yeah.
So,
which is why it's cool. Like I expected a lot more than 9. That's great. Just real quick things before I dive into the thing. So on the YouTube, the banner is super blurry. I think like, do we either remove that or get like a better banner? Because it just looks really bad if you go on YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
Like the thumbnail, you mean?
The banner part of the header. Let me here.
Oh,
it just looks terrible.
I need to remake it in
Canva. Oh yeah, I think Canva probably has like a good like template for it, right?
Well, you just pick your size, and then it works perfect. I'll remake it.
When you go to YouTube, are you logged into the DeFi Roast Gmail? Because then you could probably look at the YouTube. If you look at it, like it's a really weird format for how they do the header, because it's like it has to be like header, and then a part of it is for like mobile, and like it all has to like fit together. If you pull it up and you can look at it, it's a really weird configuration. But yeah, like maybe Ross, you maybe want to get like Vutter to do it.
No, I mean I'll do it. I just need to resize what we have existing in Canva. I think it should be pretty easy.
Cool. Okay, so we'll do that. We got no interaction with the poll or referral. That could be a byproduct of the site not working. So I'm not too worried about this now, but let's continue to monitor this. compiling all the 9 and 10s from last week when we did our kind of brainstorm on growth stuff. Connect Review to Beehive. This was a 10. What is this again?
Review is the Twitter for the DeFi Roast Twitter. So it's gonna it's like the Twitter email.
We connected it already.
No, I gotta do it.
Is
It's
that
just so
something
that
quick
people-
you can do, Ross?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
I
thinking
wrote some
about
other stuff here. Also, some guy emailed us like saying he was I'm responding to some of the emails. This guy said he was a graphic designer.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I thought it was cool. I was like, hey, maybe we reach out. Should we reach out? Do we have a graphic designer in the future that you guys work with? Or maybe this guy could be a potential. I could even say like, hey, send us like what you've done so far. We're eventually gonna try to get like graphic designs for the DeFi Roast. So I'm just gonna reply to him later today. He sent an email.
Yeah, I see. I'm looking at it now. He linked his Twitter.
Oh, did he? I didn't even see that. So those are so we only got 2 emails from him and the other guy that I responded to already, but like we'll respond and ask for feedback too. We want to be very like proactive with anyone who reaches out to us.
Yeah. I
wanted
still have like big on my to-do list is just shooting DMs out to like 20-30 people.
Yeah, I think that's like my next. So like I know we have our growth talk on Wednesday, but like now that we've transitioned the Ross subscribers, like I want to like jumpstart this. So like even before Wednesday, let's start doing things, and then we can kind of reconvene Wednesday and like discuss more, and also like get feedback on what we've done so far. So like influencer outreach, like what's the plan there, Ross? Like, are you just gonna reach out and be like, ask for a retweet or like get their thoughts on it?
Oh no, up front is just like with my existing relationships, just ask for feedback. And then like if they engage with it, then I'll be like, hey, by the way, if you're a fan, would love the favor if you're willing to boost it in whatever way you're comfortable with.
Okay. I think can you actually do this? Can you start like a Notion page like in the folder where where you just like, hey, I reached out to this guy, here's the feedback we've gotten, blah blah blah, that stuff. And then in terms of like allocating capital for advertising, do you think we're there yet where we should spend a little bit of money to advertise?
I think we start organic,
or no?
And we start with like doing the Twitter stuff like that and try to do it that way, and then we kind of grow it into. I think we need a little bit of a stronger base. Yeah, I was also thinking, there's like some interesting things we can do as far as like, like Ross, what do you even think about like, we don't have sponsors early on, right? That's like kind of a pain point. I mean, no revenue, but what if we did something like, I was even thinking like maybe kind of free sponsorships, or like, as like perceived value, like, like acting like we have sponsors in order to maybe convince future sponsors. And then the second part of that would be like, even like a gains. What if we just got like a GNS referral? Like they definitely give us one. I think it could be.
Yeah, we could. I don't know how the impact it would have. Yeah, I'm not closed off.
As in GNS sponsoring it, saying like, hey, like this week we're sponsored by like GNS. This is what they do. Here's a referral link if you're interested.
Yeah, so they're not like paying us, but at least we can share a referral link, and whatever funds we get there start to roll into growth.
Would you ask what they would pay? Like, would you ask them, hey, we have a newsletter that reaches out a lot of people in DeFi. Would you guys pay for something like that and get their feedback? You don't have.
We're not there for them to pay us yet, but
I know. I'm actually just curious, like what the number would be in their head to be like, okay, this is worth it.
I mean, they'd leverage us to decide like what a fair number would be. Honestly, like,
I mean, they didn't want to pay $8,000 for DeFi Edge, which has 25,000 subscribers, and they didn't want to pay $8 a month. And that was 5, main sponsors, like main sponsor spots in the newsletter, 5 of those for 8K, 25,000 subscribers, and they still said no.
Yeah.
So they're a little judicious.
Yeah.
But we get a referral link. I mean, they're smart with their money, right? They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe like a referral link to start, and I think it'll add like, you know, potentially some like perceived value of like, oh shit, these guys already got sponsors. Like, nice, you know.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, that can come a little.
So, okay. And then, well, do you guys want to reach out to Jenna? Let's just do that. I like that idea.
I mean, I'll just bring it up. Yeah. Casually.
We'll just talk to
Shoot
them.
them a message.
Okay.
I mean, we just got to tell them to give us a link, and that's really it.
Okay.
They'll give that to us a second.
Okay, so I read a few growth articles. I don't think we need, like, we're not going to write ebooks right now on specific topics. I don't think that's us anyway. I do like the cadence for tweeting, like retweeting our content. Like when we, you know, when we tweet out that we've sent out a newsletter publication, like how Ross, you do it with your tweets, like you wait 24 hours and then you retweet it. Retweeting like meme of the day, something like that. Kind of building a little bit of a, you know, Twitter audience.
Arthur, how do you feel about the Milk Roads Twitter?
I like it. I think it's funny.
I think it's really funny. It's on brand, and it's got some value. Maybe not value, but it, you know, they get some good engagement. That's for sure.
Yeah, they just keep people very like punchy, like catch your eye numbers in most tweets, that kind of thing.
The way I kind of see it is like a, you know, what if we did like just like a shit posting meme, like that's what the DeFi Roast Twitter is, like shit posting and memes.
I'm very open to it.
Like
I don't think we can
like even like kind of edgy, like, you know, like talking shit, like, you know, just like, you know, being a little bit, you know, pump our chest a little bit, and like you know, call people out, like post our roast of the week as a thread and tag them, like no fucks. I think that has a little bit of, what?
I don't know. Like if we tagged Ohm, like they would just like destroy it. I don't know. Like
they wouldn't respond, first of all.
they just wouldn't respond. I don't know about like tagging, but I like the, no, I think it can be everything, right? It can be informative. Once in a while, we can do like a tweet storm on something new developing. It could be funny memes and just shit posting. It can be like complaining about, you know, down only market. Like I think it can be whatever we want. I think what I'll do is I'll set up a Hype Fury account that we all have, and we can just add tweets that we think are funny on the queue, and like we can review it in our meetings and be like, hey, we should tweet this out. We should tweet that out.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting if we can find like an intern to run it, like not like an intern account, but like an actual intern, like someone that like is like a high school kid who's like interested and like would be willing to actually do it. Because that's essentially what the Milk Road has. Like what they did is they tweeted out something like, we're looking for like an intern, and like you know, submit like something here that proves that you're worth it. And this kid made like a whole TikTok. I think he made a TikTok saying that he was gonna drink a gallon of milk on TikTok. And he like, I think it took him like 3 videos, and he like, it was like, you know, I think TikTok's like a minute max or something, or at least at that time was a minute max. And so he like drank it and then posted like a second one of him like still drinking it. And then I think by the 3rd one, he finished it, and he was like drenched in milk all over his shirt. And then like, you know, they were like, fuck yeah, we're gonna hire this guy, right? Like that takes balls.
That's outrageous.
Very, very, very not smart at all. Like it's not good to drink that much that fast.
Yeah.
But worked out.
Like someone like we need you to like drink a gallon of iced coffee, or like dump a gallon of iced coffee.
What's the value for the intern now? I think like with Milk Road, like there's value for an intern there. I don't know if there's a lot of value. I mean, like
getting somebody to run the Twitter on a day-to-day, and doing like not the like really thoughtful.
No value for them. Oh, I guess like they have experience running a Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I guess proximity to
hedge fund manager, a degen, and a Web3 writer.
Let's okay. Let me think about it. I'm gonna start the Hype Fury account.
You want
And then,
Web3?
well, I want something where we can like compile tweets that we don't need, like, like we're feeling, inspirational. Hey, I'm going to tweet about this, but we don't need to send it right away.
Just use Typefully. Hypefury is a little
Typefully?
more. Yeah, Hypefury is a little more.
Is that it? Can we do a shared account there?
Yeah, we can all log in through the Twitter account.
And you can do queues and stuff. Okay, so
I think
let's
I think Hypefury would be good because you can do it kind of free, right? Like and then you can also schedule 2 days out, at least 2 days out.
that's what I was thinking.
It's I don't know if it's free. There's a free version.
Like
There's
me,
a free, is Typefully free?
Typefully is free, and you can schedule like one tweet out, but you can have as much as you want in your like drafts.
like
And then you can pay.
That's
like,
that's what I want. That's what I want.
You can pay like $100 a year for Typefully. It's pretty cheap.
Okay,
But
I'll look
Hypefury
into
is
it.
like $25,
my
$50 a month.
personal Twitter is like I still use Hypefury, and like Hypefury, yeah, I feel like it has at least more features than like Typefully.
I stopped using Hypefury because I would use the calendar schedule thing, and like if my tweets ran out in the category, it would like repost an old tweet, and like I didn't want that. Like I want the tweet just to post once and be gone, and they didn't have a feature to block that. It was super annoying.
Yeah, you can turn off your evergreen. You just have to
No,
delete the
evergreen.
spots.
So evergreen something else. This was like on the calendar. You can set a calendar. So like I have a category for protocol specific tweets and a category for growth. And once all the tweets in that category disappeared, it would repeat the tweet unless I disabled it manually.
Because you had them like, you had the category scheduled at a certain time. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And I don't understand why they just didn't add that feature to like prevent that. So I stopped using it. I also kind of stopped tweeting as much. But that's another conversation. That's another conversation to have later. Okay,
is that
let me.
Or no, you want to be tweeting more?
I don't know yet. We can talk about that later. I have some thoughts on that. Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, we have some action items for Wednesday. So Wednesday when we meet, we'll already have done a lot of this stuff. Ross, let us know like feedback on the people you reach out to.
Yep.
And now let's
Did you say you want me to do a little Notion doc with
yeah, like on here
too? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like in our and just being like hey, I've reached out to these people, here's the feedback they've said.
Yeah.
Cool. So this post is all about talking about alternative ETH competition being Cosmos and Algorand that have developments, and then also talking about an important regulatory implication. I think we can even link an earlier blog post we did on Aptos and Sue. You know how we talked about how we would link like, hey, we already talked about this, and we would link it to another. So we can link it to this one. And then maybe we also have a note on our site being down and how it's back up, and we do a funny joke for people who tried getting on the site. Thoughts on that before I kind of dive into the content?
I think you don't want to hit the new Cosmos white paper.
I do. That's what I talked about. I said, yeah, I'm saying the two new alt ETHs are going to be like the Cosmo thing and then Algorand. And then there's going to be one post about like this regulatory stuff that's happening. That's pretty important, I think. And then we should, but like I'm saying, like during when we talk about, either in the Cosmos one or the Algorand one, we link our earlier blog post we did on Aptos and Sue. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Always like as
so
back, it's always better.
Yeah, like it's just good because like I remember we talked about this as being like when we mention a new topic and be like, hey, we already like touched on this topic in our past post, and then we link it, and it's just like more content that is shared if they click on the last link, for example. So let's just go to, so again, like I need work on titles and everything, and this is all like rough draft, but So the goal here, educate users on new developments of Cosmoverse, compare the thesis of ETH versus Cosmos. And then this part I didn't really talk about, but kind of like, okay, so Cosmoverse live event in Colombia kicks off today, which promises to usher in a new era for the Cosmos blockchain. Several new features are coming that'll revolutionize how Cosmos scales. I need help with memes on this one. This is the only meme I've gotten so far. So before we take a look, let's compare how Cosmos and ETH are built. And then it's like both Cosmos and ETH agree that the future is not on one chain, but they have different visions. Cosmos, you guys know Cosmos pretty well.
I'm super.
Sean does.
Like, yeah.
What?
I work with osmosis. Like, I'm like super plugged in.
Okay. Ross, are you good? Do you know Cosmos pretty well?
Enough to provide input on this, but
okay, cool. Yeah, this is very high level, right? It's like Cosmos is the future is application specific blockchains, while Ethereum is like rollups that absorb security from the main chain. So like existing Ethereum rollups are very general and supply a wide assortment of different decentralized apps. Cosmos is focused on app specific ones. Instead of there being like a Uniswap on every Ethereum rollup, there is one main DEX, Osmosis in this case, that is its own blockchain and can interact with all the other blockchains in the Cosmos ecosystem. And then
technically,
like
that's
the main
a little off.
No, why is that?
Osmosis, I guess that works. Yeah, can interact with all.
What is Osmosis? Osmosis is a DEX, correct?
That's the DEX. I think the all other blockchains in the Cosmos ecosystem is like people can nitpick at that, because it's like I think it's I think it's kind of important to backtrack, like there's the Cosmos SDK and then the Cosmos Hub, and most things in Cosmos are built using the Cosmos SDK and Tendermint, but right now at least, and that's kind of changing with Cosmos 2.0 and the white paper that just came out, which I haven't even got a chance to look at, but most people aren't necessarily plugged into the Cosmos Hub. They just use the SDK and use maybe Tendermint and the IBC. So I guess maybe there's three main parts, right? There's the Cosmos Hub, there's the Cosmos SDK, and then there's the IBC, right? And so like the IBC is like the inter-blockchain protocol, right? Which helps you kind of be able to get a lot of that, interchain activity, and allows you to actually plug in more into the Cosmos Hub. And the Cosmos Hub is basically right now, the Cosmos Hub is essentially just like a validator set, right? And essentially you can either pay or you can submit a governance proposal to have the Cosmos validators, the Atom validators, like validate your blockchain. Or on the other hand, you can have, or you can rent the security and the validators, right? But on the other side, there's like, and I haven't, with Osmosis, they are a part of the Cosmos Hub. Like they use everything, right? They use like interchain IBC, they use the Cosmos Hub, and they also use the SDK. But not most other big Cosmos-based projects do not use everything. With the cool kind of thing about Cosmos, right, is like you can pick and choose what you want, right? You want shared security, you can use Tendermint for consensus, right? If you don't, you can kind of have your own validator set and do your own thing, right? If you want to use like their SDK and build with Rust or something like that, you can. If you want to be a part of the IBC, you can. But you can also like not have any connection to the IBC and just kind of use this software development kit in order to build your own chain. But all
got it. Okay, that makes sense.
I would say it's its own blockchain and can interact with other. I wouldn't say. I'd say just with other blockchains in the Cosmos ecosystem. So I would just get rid of all, which was a lot of talking to just say to get rid of all, but
no, it makes sense. Okay. So main thesis boiled down to two core beliefs. Every app should have its own chain, which offers them more flexibility in what they can create. Plus, the gas fees would accrue to the application instead of the layer one. And all these different chains should be able to interact with each other. So currently, they have almost 50 different application-specific chains, and more have announced them switching over, like DYDX, largest decentralized trading protocol, and I'm pretty sure Synapse Protocol is also building their own chain, and it's going to be on Cosmos. Can you guys confirm on that for me? or do you not know?
He's looking.
Okay. So like, you know, one of the largest decentralized trading protocols and then one of the largest bridging solutions are like trying to create their own app specific. So, and then I go into like, so what are some of the big Cosmos-verse announcements? Interchain security, right? Allows new chains to rent security directly from the Cosmos hub, strengthening decentralization for new chains while adding value accrual to Atom stakeholders, and then reduced inflation for the Atom token, and then something called an interchain allocator, which allows Cosmos hub to fund new chain liquidity. Meaning Atom will be used more heavily as collateral in like the entire ecosystem and on other chains. There's definitely more, right? But I think those are the three big ones. And then will these new changes attract more developers to build on Cosmos and more users to interact? Time will tell, but it's certainly looking bright for Cosmos, right? Kind of a conclusion there.
How do you feel about some of these like soft conclusions, like you know, time will tell, but you know,
How do you feel about them?
As a reader, I would like totally as a consumer, I personally would probably prefer like a harder line stance. Like,
agree.
Maybe not like not like, hey, you should invest your money in Cosmos, but like, you know, this is a big deal because like ending with like something substantive rather than just like, oh, here's the information, you know? Yeah, like, yeah, I think like, you know, I mean, Milkware does this a lot, which is like, bang, here's our take. Like, you don't have to search around for it. Like, this is what we think.
Okay.
I like that.
Do you want to fill this out?
Yeah, I got you.
Of your take?
I got you. I'm putting it right now.
Okay, cool. Agree with you though. I agree. Okay, cool. So then CFTC versus Ooki DAO. How well, if you what is it?
Ross has been doing some research into this.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we'll see if I got it right? So the US government is once again overreaching regulations. Okay, this I need to change, but I kind of want to say like regulations around crypto are more important than ever. Like we've got a lot of interest is waning due to down only pricing, but it's important. It's more important than ever to be up to date on what's happening. As many of these regulatory battles like will decide what gets built, you know, in the future. So like, let's break down this latest story. This is a mess of a paragraph, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So the what? So CFTC, the Commodities Trading Commission, has sued Ooki, a DAO that oversees a trading protocol, in the belief that they've created a DAO to shield them from existing regulatory laws. So this legal action brings an important implication to light that can change how we structure DAOs moving forward. Address holders who voted on proposals can be held liable moving forward. So what do we believe? We believe this will encourage participants, this will de-incentivize participants to not participate in DAO governance at the risk of being held liable in the future. Like, I'm not going to vote for a proposal now because if something goes wrong with the protocol, I can be held liable by the government. And it'll move founders and DAO participants to remain anonymous and even move outside the US. So huge implications for, this is a great site, for thousands of DAOs in existence who manage over 9 billion in their treasury. There are over 700,000 active voter and proposal makers that stand to be affected here. So our take, a very worrisome development that'll discourage DAO participation if it becomes the norm. And then I kind of wrote like conspiracy theory take that this was a calculated move by the CFTC. So they targeted this very small DAO, which looking into it, they have 9 active addresses, which voted in the last 6 months and, you know, don't have a lot of financial resources to fight. And so like, they're clearly going to settle. I think they've already settled. So like, I think the ending question here is like, I think we can clearly agree that 9 active voters isn't exactly decentralized, especially when one of them makes up more than a third of the votes. But like, what can we agree on that is decentralized enough, right? So like, there's a lot of questions still to be answered here. And I don't know if we want to end it in this thought, but wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. And if you have any other takes.
I don't think I would end it with that thought. It seems like it's a little different from the
of what we talked about.
is. But I mean, I like the conspiracy theory take. I think it's especially pointing out like the actual distribution of tokens in that DAO. 9 people. So how many people are they going after? I thought they only were going after like
the 9 people who voted.
I thought it was just the founders. Maybe I must have, you looked into it more than I did. So
No, maybe, I mean, look, confirmed for me, but so I want to say like they've like now the CFTC has precedents which they can leverage future in future, like what, suings in future cases,
lawsuits.
which they can leverage in future cases targeting larger DAOs.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
do you think that they could have like, do you think they'd have any luck in a meaningful way targeting like a large DAO? Right.
Potentially,
like,
but now when they go to
1,000
court,
people.
they literally say like, hey, we did that, we did this already and we won. Of course it was settled out of court, and there was no like judge ruling on it, but it kind of sets that precedence that like they're thinking about charging it this way moving forward. That's kind of what I want to get out of this.
My take was that it seemed like awfully random, right? Which obviously it's not, but like from the outsider perspective, it's like, why are you?
Yeah, like what the heck is Ooki DAO? But and they could have just gone after the founders, right? But instead they specifically went after the DAO. That's what's scary about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one.
Like yep.
It needs a lot of work still, but the topic is there.
Yep.
Then the last one is Algorand dominance. So Algo's pumping, TVL's growing, educate users on what Algorand is, plus discuss recent developments. So blockchain's on the rise. It hit an all-time TVL, eclipsing 250 million this last week. In price is up 25% in the last week versus all the other coins that are getting absolutely destroyed. So like, what the heck's Algorand? What have they been up to? Quick history, founded in 2007 by an MIT professor, has a unique proof of stake consensus called pure proof of stake. That like, and this is the part where like I still need to understand more, and I've been doing research, but again, like an hour or two of research is not enough, right? Like unlike ETH, the Algorand staking mechanism randomly selects validators weighted by their staked algo, circumventing the issue that many proof of stake chains have, where like the large stakers will dominate block approvals. So like the Lidos and Coinbases of the world are going to dominate block approvals. There's also no minimum stake, which is a large barrier to entry for the average user, right? Like to get an ETH node, you need 32 ETH staked. And with Algorand,
Algorand, what? There's no minimum?
There's no minimum. There's no minimum stake.
You said that it randomly selects validators weighted by their staked amount, right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that quite similar?
But randomly selected.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's where I'm confused about. Because they said it's different, but like that isn't that how Ethereum works too?
Yeah, it's based on your higher probability if you stake more, right?
Yeah, this seems to be the same case as well.
That's a good question.
Probably need to look at. Ishan, are you familiar with Algorand or not really?
Not at all. I've never even Googled Algorand before.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Was Martin Shkreli has it in his bio. I was like, okay, maybe I need to be bullish.
Yeah, let's
Okay, so we need to work on the value proposition. So why I thought this was interesting is like the new developments of the chain. So like soccer is one of the strongest fandoms in sport, and Algorand is the official blockchain partner for FIFA. So essentially like the top NBA Top Shot for World Cup for soccer, which is a big deal. Like it allows soccer fans to purchase NFT memorabilia of the most like memorable moments from the World Cup. And like, that's just a growing industry. And soccer they're crazy about that. Like, as in Brazil, like you get those sticker books every World Cup, and like everyone is lining up to buy all the stickers and finish their collection, right? And so like NFTs play a part in that too. So we're already seeing an influx of new users. Like, new addresses have climbed from 5K to 20K a day within the last 3 months as the NFT program went live last week. And then this, I don't think we need to say, but Roblox's global head of music just joined Napster, and Napster is planning a Web3 pivot utilizing the Algorand blockchain. I think it's a little too much to talk about this, but this was an interesting development. And then other tailwinds that I kind of researched. This is also something we probably are not going to say, but USDC and USDT are native on Algorand. So like, a big risk with different chains, especially when using USDC, is bridge risk. If the bridge is hacked, the USDC that you have on the blockchain is not is worth nothing, essentially, because you can't bridge it back. But in this case, USDC and USDT are native. Again, probably not something we mentioned, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys to how we like organize this part.
Is this recent?
Kind of recent. Algorand Foundation's like very well backed, and it's supplementing a lot of yield farming right now on their platform. Like, I can get 10% yields on stable coins right now there. They're also like targeting institutions and governments. They've like this is something I think would be interesting to mention, is they're heavily focused on partnerships with larger institutions and governments, and they're positioning themselves as the go-to blockchain for CBDC issuance. They frequently release reports on CBDCs. And yeah, I know, but it's just like, it's interesting that they're going that's an interesting angle for a blockchain.
Yeah.
And are positioning themselves as the main authority on how to properly integrate. We're living in a multi-blockchain world. It's time we started to pay more attention on developments outside of Ethereum. Again, a lot. We need to shorten this like crazy, and there's a lot we don't need here, but I just wanted to throw everything out there and get your guys' thoughts on what to keep, what not to keep.
The last paragraph, the takeaway we can't keep, because the first section is about Cosmos, so that wouldn't make sense.
We can just like end it.
We are paying attention.
We don't even need to end it. We don't even need we're just gonna write tailwinds.
The go-to blockchain for CBDC issuance is like not really the way to attract adoption right now.
Well, I disagree. Like, it doesn't draw you in closer, but it draws in a lot of institutions and governments. Yeah. Like, they're going to partner with governments to build CBDCs, right? And we know that a lot of governments, over 80, have looked into CBDC issuance. So it's like pretty interesting that they're going that angle.
I agree. I guess we could just make a comment about how like maybe it could be a turnoff for degens, and we could have like some kind of meme about that. Because like degens by and large are anti-CBDC. So the main point is like,
the main point is to be like, hey, algo is pumping lately.
Yeah.
Despite everything else, we want to give you like a quick primer into what it is and some new developments that could be contributing to the pump, mainly of which is the FIFA news that went live last week. But then I also kind of want to mention this.
Okay, so we should structure it as like the biggest.
I almost want to like, maybe we just take this out and just discuss the FIFA one and the CBDC one.
Yeah, like a 1-2.
And maybe end it here, like on a government surveillance note. They've also been,
I'd say like, okay, here's the headline, like weird growth despite the bear market. Let's get into it. A little background on Algorand, and then bam, what are the catalysts? 1-2, FIFA and this weird approach where they're targeting like, institutional government sovereign adoption. So I don't think we need to like try to be cheeky. We can really just break 1-2 and let them stand for themselves. we work on formatting obviously, but
Yeah.
I think that's like the most intuitive way to do it.
Okay. Okay. What do you guys think of, like, in general? I think like this could be one of our better issues because like last week and it was a little bit weak. Like I just think like what we reported on was, just in the news. And
Yeah,
here we're
this is
giving,
juicy stuff, dude. I learned some things today.
like, you learn a lot
Good.
here. You're
Yeah.
up to date on kind of 2 blockchains. Like, it could be very good. We just need to really change. Like, this is a draft. We need to really clean it up, make it funny, make it punchy.
Two blocks, one stone. It's terrible.
What?
Two blockchains, one stone.
Oh, Ross. Oh God.
Or 2 blockchains, one issue. I don't know. Whatever you want to put. I think definitely not going to be it. I don't think that would pull in very much attention, but it's a little clever. I agree that this is, like, content wise one of the better. Ooh, I like that. But we just need to make it fun, or else people are going to get lost. Section
Yes.
3, I think, is nice length. 2 also, and number 1 might be a little long, just from like my.
What do you think about maybe just like, I think the 1 is long, but I think we need to hit 1. Like, I think Cosmoverse is like a big deal. I think 2 is pretty important. And then what do you think about 3? Like, we maybe save it for another day, or we and maybe replace it with like just like some quick hitters, quick tidbits instead. Because like the 1 long one and then this other one that's like also like, they're 3 pretty dense. I think that's my point. All 3 are pretty dense and it might be a little heavy. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I'm fine to do that. We just need another topic.
I missed a little beginning. You say do 2 of them,
Just
maybe save 1?
basically take out 3 and save it maybe for the one on Friday. I don't mind doing that. I just like, I think we can make 3 pretty quick though, but we need like a good topic, right?
I personally don't think that 3 has to be that heavy. It's like,
I also like having the 1 and 3 because they're both about, like, the theme of the newsletter will be like
chains.
New chains.
That is a kind
how about 2 chains?
of sold, done, lock it in.
Sold.
Title.
No one's gonna.
I'm sold.
No one's gonna open it though.
What are like really good 2 chain songs?
I should know. I don't know. We gotta make
Was it birthday something? Was it all of my birthdays, some big booty hoes. All of my birthday is
You just said that on YouTube, buddy.
I hope we don't get I hope we don't go from like 15 views to like 10 views now.
So I think two chains, like, everyone knows, but his song, like the songs, no. So maybe we just do like 2 chains.
One.
We're not. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good to be clever. It's also good to be clear.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm super boring, but like headlines should be also somewhat informative. I'll think on it. Yeah, I personally think like we can hit all these. Like number 3 doesn't have to be dense. Like it's a chain that's pumping, and here's 2 reasons why. Like FIFA and CBDCs. Right.
Maybe a picture would be like player scoring a goal, the ball being, I don't know, like, help me think of some memes here.
Yeah, I was thinking. I thought you were going somewhere with that.
Yeah, the World Cup is like in 2 months.
Yeah, no, like the goal being like an achievement and the ball being a catalyst. right?
Mm.
So like ball being
Like Algorand
The part-
takeover, and the ball is like FIFA NFTs or something like that. I don't know, that kind of thing.
I was more gonna say like the player being Algorand in this case, the ball being a FIFA partnership, and the goal being like Algo season or something funny like.
Algorand to the moon, something like that. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's work on this.
Yep.
How are your guys' work? That's a good one.
Did you just
How are your guys' time today to work on this stuff?
Yeah, I'm free today.
Go ahead, Sean. What'd you say?
I'm free today. Yeah, I'm free rest of the night. So
Can
but yeah,
Sean, can you dial in number one because you're the most informed?
yeah, 100%. Okay, let me. I want to get this the DNS thing figured out.
And you can cut a lot of it, you know, Sean. Like if you think we can cut some stuff, I think I'm a bit repetitive, right, on this stuff.
Yeah, but like,
so feel free to cut it.
give it a little humor too, possible.
Let's plan to so if you guys can finish editing, so I can take a look at it tonight. Again,
Sure.
I'll look at it late. And then yeah, we'll meet tomorrow at 7:30 to put the finishing touches on it.
Yeah, I'll handle 2 and 3. Sean, you dial in number 1. Yeah, Arthur, keep looking for memes, I guess.
Yeah,
You can find anything good. Oh, Sean, if you can find any Cosmos related memes, definitely.
Yeah, I have some. I have some in the chat with Osmosis.
Nice.
cool. Sean, just keep us posted on the website once you talk to that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna dive into it right now and just knock it out. Yeah, I'm gonna meet with him. Yeah, I guess in 2 minutes. So.
I have a number of thoughts for like how we can execute on the Twitter side for kind of like repurposing newsletter content for growth and funneling back, but let's save that for Wednesday.
Sounds good.
I want to get
I'll start some of this stuff here before Wednesday. I think you should too, Ross, especially reaching out.
Yeah.
You want some.
Let's yeah, I'm gonna get Beehive or Twitter integrated.
Do we want to record?
What'd you say?
We want to record Wednesdays.
Growth? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we just make that like another channel, or not a channel, playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just have it. Yeah, that works.
Oh, okay. One thing, if you guys want to help me out with this, it would help me out if we could just all like kind of
smile at the same time.
Yeah, you read my mind. Yeah, help me with the thumbnail. Because going through and trying to find like a 1 second where we're all like perfectly like look good and smiling is a little tough. But yeah, if we
even doing something else.
Even just like this, or want to give him like one of these, or like I don't know, just like something where like I can at least like just go down and pick everybody.
That's it right there.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, perfect. But yeah, I just need like a little 10 seconds at the end.
I did notice that. Yeah, you got us all cheesing in the.
Yeah, do you think that's the best way, or like if we do something where like, or like?
I think over time we're gonna find someone to make like nice thumbnails. Where like
I was thinking that of like the
podcast
icon of what we
thumbnails
discussed
with like the 3 of our faces and like
the basic design is like they have like your face and then they do like the white outline around you, which is kind of like the traditional. So like all 3 of us, like I don't know, whatever picture we have of us, and then just like the white outline and
yeah.
I just saw Mark put up a new video on Twitter, and he's got a nice like a thumbnail picture, like the picture of him for the thumbnail. It's like it's a good picture.
He does like photo shoots and he takes like a bunch at once. I think you must.
Art, yeah.
All right, stop recording. Let's call it.
Call it.